Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ahashem, Yahweh Shai, Ahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to you Akim and Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled Pride, one of the most common sins seen today. Once again, pride, one of the most common sins seen today. All right, and this kind of, came from, inspired from this lesson by Elder Apostle Gabar, titled, he's got it all in the Islander accent, but so what, it's a fucking party, you stupid or what, but he has a, so what, just fucking, that's how I read it originally, like the British thing, but it's a more Islander accent that I'm not going to attempt to do. But he was talking about, basically the pride of, the so-called black woman. And I just got thinking, about on the topic of pride in general. And, why it is true, yes, that the black woman is exceedingly pride and, the most prideful. You got a lot of, it's everywhere though, and it had me start to think, it's one of the most common, transgression sins, all right, acts of wickedness that I see on people, all right, especially at where I work at. Okay, it's everywhere, man. Okay, like pride is almost so ingrained into Babylonian culture or Babylonian culture that it's almost it's pretty much normalized, as most sins are, but pride is really one that these people don't even see as, something that could ever be potentially wicked, okay? Because these people are inherently prideful, and everybody, everybody. It's not just, the so-called black woman. It's not just, the women in general. It's the men. It's the black men, so-called, the white men, all right, especially Esau, all right, extremely proud. And everyone, all these nations are very proud. Everyone's just exceedingly proud. They're very, 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 very proud. Okay, very proud. They're very upfront with it. They don't try to hide it. Okay, it's out there. That's who they are. They're a proud person, and they don't see that that's what they are. Okay, and it's the same thing with the black woman. Everybody just does pride a little bit differently. All right. The black woman, everybody knows how they do that, all right? Everybody knows, oh, I'm better than you, and this and that, and all that, right? Esau does it in a more almost condescending type of way. They like Esau. A lot of the time, what they do is they try to appear humble, while being proud, and it doesn't work out well. I made it this far, and have all these millions of dollars, but and they try to be humble, but it's really just them being proud, and they don't see it. Jake males, all right, they go all out with it. A lot of their pride stems from money and gold chains, and they built themselves up, and ain't nobody do a goddamn thing to get me this way and where I am today. I'm a self-built, self-made, all that shit, right? So, and then a lot of times, with the black woman, it's the looks, all right, and the attitude that gets them their pride. Everybody does it a little bit different, all right. Everybody does it a little bit different. The black woman's the looks. I'm better than you, bitch. I don't need nobody to tell me I'm cute. I know I'm cute. Blah blah. Going off of looks. That's really the one with a lot of women, but the black women do it a little bit differently than white women do pride. Everybody just has their own special flavor of it, and that's just in general. You got people that are proud of how they look. You got people are proud of the money that they've made, or their assets, cars that they drive, all right, proud of positions that they've been put in. I'm the CEO of the company, and all it's hey, like the title says, pride, one of the most common sins today. You see it everywhere. Okay, you see it everywhere. You go into the store and you see people just proud. All right, you can see it in the way that they act. You go to a gym and you see, hell, everyone in a gym's proud. Everyone's proud, man. Everyone. You go and, you go to walk down the street, events, all right, and not that we go to events, but if you ever have gone to an event, it's everywhere, man. It's one of the most common sins seen today, and it's so common that these people would never consider it as them doing something wicked. Okay, so I wanted to start up by getting Ecclesiasticus 10 and 7. All right, Ecclesiasticus is within the Apocrypha. Okay, in case you haven't heard of this book before, it is the Apocrypha. That it was removed from the Bible. All right, after 1611. If you get the original King James version, the King James 1611, it will be in there. All right, before the whole Bible destruction group and all that, got it removed from the Bible. And it's removed from the Bible because it has some very telling things that a certain group of people don't particularly like being said about themselves. All right, and that particular set of people being the Edomites, all right, the Idumeans, all right, the so-called white people. Okay, they don't like the things that are in that book. All right, so they try to write it off as, this is not God inspired, all those type of things, right? But it's really because it digs up some dirt on them. But they're too stupid to realize that the whole Bible digs up dirt on them. But they what can you do? So this is Ecclesiasticus. It's also known as Sirach. All right, Ecclesiasticus 10 and 7. It says, "Pride is hateful before Yahweh and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity." Okay, so pride is hateful before Yahweh and man. Yahweh being the name of the true name of the Heavenly Father in Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew, the original Hebrew, right? And that would be the one who you just call God, but his real name is Yahweh. Okay, and his son's name, everybody calls him Jesus Christ, but his son's name is Yahweh Shai. Okay, again, there are no J's in Hebrew, so the name could not be Jesus. All right, if you go back into translations, all right, and go back to the Paleo Hebrew, all right, you can find out that the Father's name is indeed Yahweh. All right, the Tetragrammaton, that 4-syllable character, all right, if you look it up, the 4-syllable character, this, all right, this is how it would be in Paleo Hebrew, but this is how they put it in, modern, it's not even really Hebrew, but this would be the Tetragrammaton, okay, that makes up the word, Yahweh, all right, so there you go. Anyway, I had to prove that. I have to prove that because, this might be the, I try to do it every once in a while because you never know if it's going to be someone's first time on one of these videos. Okay, so the Father's name is Yahweh, the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. Okay, so when you see this word God, all right, God's not a name, it's a title. Okay, and his name, it goes back, speaking to Moses, he says, I am. Say, I am has sent. All right, Exodus 3 and 14. What does it say? It says, in Yahweh, right here it just says God, but we're going to get it. It says, well, for the sake, it says, and God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am hath sent me unto you. So he is he is I to him, all right, but he is what his name is. He is, okay, and Yahweh is he is in Paleo Hebrew, all right, and then Yahweh Shai, his son, all right, that they call Jesus Christ. Yahweh Shai means he delivers, all right. So now that you've got that extremely important information, I recommend if you don't have that information to go and watch a whole lesson dedicated to getting the name of the Father and the Son. All right, learning about how to keep the holy days, Sabbath, and then all right, maybe start on other lessons. You want to get the milk first. But without further ado, I want to put that out there. The Spirit was on me to say it. Maybe someone needed to hear it. This is Ecclesiasticus 10 and 7. It says, pride is hateful before Yahweh and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. So I'm curious of what this has to say in the Good News Translation. Sirach 10, 7 GNT. It says, here you go. It says, arrogance. This is Sirach 10 and 7. This is in the Bible Gateway. I keep on forgetting that they do the Apocrypha and the Good News Translation over here as well. it says arrogance and injustice are hated by both the Lord and people. Okay, so it's hateful before Yahweh and man. All right, so look, the Lord hates you for it. All right, because you're not supposed to be being prideful. All right, it's completely wicked, and there's nothing for you to be proud about because everything that you've done or so-called accomplished has been given to you by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, so. And those, again, if you're still here, all right, and you're new, Ba Hashem means in the name of in Paleo Hebrew. So the Father in the name of the Son, because that's how you're supposed to reach the Father, as the Scripture says. So it's hated by, the Father, and it's hated by man. Nobody likes a proud ass person. Okay, nobody oh, look at me, I've been doing this and that, and I just got a brand new car, and it's all thanks to me. No one helped me do what I did. It's because of my smarts and my intelligence that I'm in the place that I'm in today. Shut the fuck up, man. Nobody wants to hear you. Okay, nobody wants to hear you. It's annoying. All right, nobody wants to hear a boastful fuck. Okay, it's no one wants to hear it. Okay, so you'd be mindful to just shut your lips, because it's when someone starts going off, everyone kind of just groans, all right, within their minds, like, ugh, here this guy goes again. He's gonna tell us who he is and what he did and how he got to where he is and all that. And, it's a bunch of garbage, man, and nobody wants to hear it. Okay, nobody wants to hear it. So Ecclesiasticus 10:7, once again, we're gonna move on to the next scripture. It says, pride is hateful before Yahweh and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. Now iniquity is what? Sin upon sin. Well, didn't you just swear? Isn't that a sin? No. Tell me where it says that swearing, well, not swearing, because swearing's something different. Swearing is, when you say you swear that you're going to do something, all right? Harsh language, all right? Saying the word damn, shit, piss, all right? Things like that. Where does it say that you cannot say that? It's not a sin, all right? It's made up Christian BS, all right? And we're not with it. And we're not Christians, all right? So, they can get from around us. All right, we actually deal with the Bible, unlike Christians. Christians just say they read the Bible and don't. They say they study the Bible and don't. They say they read the scriptures and don't. We actually do. All right, so this is the word iniquity.
Iniquity.
All right, and it says immoral or grossly unfair behavior, and it really just goes back to the word wickedness. All right, it's just sin upon sin, multiple transgressions. All right, iniquity, being filled with iniquity, being filled with sin. All right, bathing in it. So pride is wicked, man. You can't be being prideful, because really, if you're being prideful, you're not showing respect to the Lord, because you're acting like you did this. You set yourself up in this position of power. Everything that you have has been given by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You didn't do a little goddamn thing. Okay, every single thing was allowed by the Lord. Everything. Okay. Now I'm not no, it's too small. No, it's too big. No, everything. You got up and made coffee this morning, such as I did. Guess what? The Lord allowed that to even take place. And guess what? In the same tangent, all right. The Lord knew that I was gonna get up and make coffee. All right, just like He knew what you were gonna do. He knows. I have to go throughout my day. I don't know what's gonna happen. Lord willing, it's a decent day. Right, and same for you brothers and sisters out there that got to go and head to the plantation or wherever you are. Lord willing, you have a decent day as well, as decent of a day as you can have in a Babylonian hellhole, right? But the Lord already knows how all of our days are gonna go. All right, He knows, if someone's gonna, ask a question to us at any point in time during the day, or if they're gonna ask us where to find something certain throughout the day. Or, depending on where you work at, all right, can I get this? Can I get that? Can I do this? Where's this at? All right. The Lord already has these incidences set up, and sometimes they might be antagonistic instances, all right, where someone might get mad because, something, and, and He already knows how you're going to play it out, but it's you just have to go through it, man. It's part of the script, okay? And the Lord knows how you're going to react. So we have the illusion of free will. All right, He knows how you're going to react, but at the same time, for you got to make sure you're staying right in the mind. But whatever way you react, that's the way, it was already planned to be. So, with that being said, there's no reason to be prideful, because anything that's happened, even so much as, waking up and making coffee in the morning, it's already been pre-planned. You can't, oh, look at me, I brewed the best cup of coffee. Well, that was all allowed by the Lord. I've become a millionaire. Yeah, well, you wouldn't have been a millionaire if that wasn't written within your plan that the Lord had. Okay? and you're written in to be a millionaire because you're just a proud asshole, all right? And the Lord's just having, it says, the rich man shall narrowly enter the kingdom. I'm butchering it. Let me go get it. Rich man. Well, it's easier to get it is easier for a camel. This is Mark 10 and 25. I feel like there's another one. Yeah, Matthew 19 and 23. I'll get both of them though. Matt, you're rich, you don't realize that could be a stumbling block for you. And more than likely it is. Matthew 19:23 reads, Then Yahushua said unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven, alright? So, why? We can get down here in the same thing. It's in Mark as well, but Matthew 19:24. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. Okay, so it's easy. It's easier situation for that. So everything that you have in your life has been gifted by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay, so you can't think you're proud. Oh, I got a record deal. It was all me. No, the Lord allowed it to happen because you could have been a punk ass little bitch ass rapper that can't sing nothing. Okay, but you're not. All right, and the Lord could have had that set up for you because you're wicked. He knows that one day in the record booth, little lyncher, all right, little gang violence, all right, is gonna come in and air out the whole fucking booth, okay, and that's part of your judgment. So you can't be proud because well, I've done it. You didn't do anything, man. It's all through the Lord. Proverbs 16 and 5 says, Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. And let's pause right there because I was thinking I didn't want to get it now. Let's go and get it. So it's an abomination of the Lord. What does the Lord think about abomination? Ecclesiasticus 15 and 13. The Lord hateth all abomination, and they that fear Yahweh love it not. So if you fear the Most High, you're not going to love it either. All right, and the Lord hates abomination. So if it going back to Proverbs 16 and 5, everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Well, the Lord hates abomination. Okay, He's not down with it. It says, though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. So there you go. Pride is a punishable sin. Okay, so these people that are being proud and I did this, and nobody likes it. The Lord doesn't like this. First scripture we opened up with. All right, hateful before Yahweh and man. No one likes it. The Lord especially doesn't like it. He told you not to do it. And no one wants to sit there especially if you have a double whammy. If you have a proud person and a liar, all right, and they're like combined into one. Oh, goddamn, that's one of the worst combinations, man. To have a proud liar. Oh yeah, I'm doing this, and I got 5 BMWs and 3 Cadillacs. They're not with me. They're not with me. But I'm so smart and brave that I took the risk on these a long time ago, and they're with my family in Vermont. It's like, yeah, look, man, you're pissing me off in a multitude of ways here. You're being prideful, and you're being a liar, and nobody. They're some of the two most fucking hated things I hate, man. I don't like a liar, and I don't like a proud asshole. All right, and Esau does pride the worst. Or I should really say Esau does pride the best, all right, because he's a master at it because he's a fucking prideful demon, okay? And you hate to just hear Esau just boast, stand up there and boast. I'm a self-made millionaire, and my father, and blah 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 blah. This is how I started my empire, and I built it out through blah blah blah. Nobody wants to fucking hear it, E. Nobody wants to hear it. You didn't do anything. The Lord allowed you in that position to destroy you. Okay, you didn't do anything. Oh, your little investments. That was all through the Lord. The Lord, directed you what you were going to do on the left-hand side, all right? And you think, well, the Lord's dealing with us? On the left-hand side, not for a good reason, but for bad reason, all right? How the Lord, through His people, Lord willing, we're His, people as in, His people being the elect, most notably Israel, but He has a specific number of the Israelites, and Lord willing, we're hoping to be that number, the elect. He directs the elect, what to do, on a right hand side, to keep them in good condition. But on the left, man, he's setting it up where it's gonna end up being a really big part of your downfall. and you're gonna freak out when you don't have those things. So Proverbs 16:5, everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. So those rich people are proud, and once they don't have their mansions and all those things are stripped from, oh man, they're gonna be sobbing. It's gonna be so much harder for someone like that than someone who lived in the ghetto, to have nothing. So keep that in mind. Let's get Proverbs 16:18. Bear with me while I grab a drink real quick. So Proverbs 16:18 reads, "Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall." Haughty is like a rude, proud, pridefulness, all right?
Haughty.
All right, arrogantly superior and disdainful. So it's arrogantly, it's not just pride, it's arrogantly so. Like a stuck up, rude smugness about it. You can be prideful and not necessarily haughty. All right, but haughty is pride with like you're just like a mean, you're like mean, rude, snob, fucking smug asshole that nobody likes. Okay, so I've done it better than you, and because I had this because of my wealth. That's pride. You can be like, oh, I've done this, but you might not necessarily being rude about it. You're just being an asshole. All right, because you're just bigging yourself up. But haughty is like you're being prideful, but you're also like putting people down at the same time, and you're being smug, and you just want to slap the fucking smugness right off their face. But hey, it's not for us to do, so we don't do it. But you might think about it sometime. Like, I like to smack this guy upside the goddamn head. Not gonna do it though. Most High is gonna pay him back. But when they're these assholes, these smug assholes, fucking hate a smug asshole, man. I've had bosses that are just smug assholes. I got a name right on the top of my head when I think of a smug asshole as a boss. All right, and fuck that guy, man. That guy was an asshole, dickhead. All right, so. But yeah, you're proud and mean about it. Oh yeah, you could never get into my position. I took hard work. I don't think you're driven enough. You fucking asshole. Fuck off, kick rocks. I hate those type. I fucking hate proud ass, haughty ass people, man. Cannot stand them. Nobody can. Nobody loves hanging around someone that's haughty and proud. All right, and you just look at him. You're like, man, will you shut the fuck up? Even if he's oh, goddamn. Whew. Even if he's in a friend group, he or she's in a friend group, it's mostly in men groups that they would, everyone would kind of be not so fond of it. In the women groups, their whole little clique is proud, and they're all proud and competing with each other, and one's trying to be more haughty than the other, and, more pride, and, oh, my looks are better than you, no girl, my looks are better than you, no, blah, 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 blah. It's just a bunch of bickering back and forth, and it doesn't seem like any type of friendship I'd ever want to be a part in, but hey, to each their own. So we're going to go and we'll just get Proverbs 16:18 before we move on to the next scripture. So Proverbs 16:18, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. So it goes before what? Destruction, and the haughty spirit goes before a fall. They're not going before, being uplifted and, let's go get verse 19 real quick. It says, better, this is Proverbs 16:19, better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. Okay? So, we'll read on to 20 and then we'll move on. Verse 20 says, he that handleth a matter wisely shall find good, and whoso trusteth in the Lord, happy is he. So these proud, you'd be better than to not. All right? You'd be better to not be proud, to be humble, to be lowly. All right, but these people don't want that. They don't want to be. These people try to be humble while being the exact opposite of humble. Oh, I'm trying to be humble, but my blah 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 blah. But you said but, so where are you going with it? Second Esdras 8:50 says, for many. What's going to happen to these people though? Because it said it goes before a fall. All right, and pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. So what is that fall? What is that destruction? All right, Second Esdras 8:50. We're gonna get it because we have quite a few. Second Esdras 8:50 says, for many great miseries shall be done to them, and that in the latter time shall dwell in the world. Why? Because they have walked in great pride. They have walked in great pride. So what? So many great miseries are going to be done to them. Okay? You got to realize these people think they're damn near invincible. All right? They think that they can do whatever they want, whenever they want. They can, just act however they want. And, they did this all themselves. Their yacht is their own doing. Their money is their own doing. They're just, the greatest. No one can compare to them. They set themselves before the Most High. They think they're better. They think they're great. They're grand. That's who these people are. And those people are going to be destroyed, man, because you can't get anywhere good from a mindset like that. And when these people have something stripped away from them, it really fucks with them. When you're in a position of poverty and you grew up rough or poor, all right, and then you lose something, you're like, shit, man, fuck. Oh well, hey, we'll move past it. These Edomites, most notably, because they're the main rich people. These rich people, when something doesn't go their way or something gets stripped away from them, they don't understand it because they've never had something like that happen to them. So it like fucking breaks their whole machine down. It starts clogging the gears up, and they like self-implode. They're like, what the fuck? What? How can this happen to me? You're not nobody special, man. You're nobody special at all. All right, but they think they are, and that's the thing. When something proves, when the Lord proves, that's really what it is. When the Lord proves to these people that that they're really nothing, it messes up their whole mind, because their whole life they've been telling themselves, I'm something, I'm something, I'm something, and then to have it appear not that way, messes with their whole image, messes with their mind, man. So let's go on to Galatians 6 and 3. Bear with me. Bear with me just one moment. Alright, Salakia, we're back. So Galatians 6 and 3. Here's a great one. I love this one. This one's awesome. Galatians 6 and 3 says, for if a man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. And that's great, because if this guy, I'm self-made, blah, 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 whatever these fucking proud fucks say, right? Or I did this all myself, and, I know I look good, and, I'm more handsome than all the men in here, a girl, couldn't stop herself from getting with me, just last week I had blah, 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 blah. Here you are, you think you're something so great, okay? You're nothing, man. This is Galatians 6 and 3. For if a man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. Okay, so and this really goes for when in this truth, when they think that you've made yourself into something, and there's a person that comes to mind, all right, and he's one of those guys that wears the purple. I'm too suddenly a New York accent. You know who I'm talking about? You know who I'm talking about. Okay, that's really it's pride. That's pride, man, and pride still happens in this truth. All right, and it shouldn't be. All right, and well, I say lightly in this truth, and using this truth lightly, because those people in those other camps don't really have the truth. They think they have a portion of it, but a portion, is not the full truth. Okay, you have to have the 100% full truth. No one has the full truth. Yes, GMS has the full truth. All right, GMS does. All right, but yeah, you're right. No one else does. All right, unless it's the GMS or the GMS affiliates, because these other camps damn sure don't have it. All right, teaching all these weird wacko things. That's not in the Bible. So yeah, that wouldn't be the truth. You're right. You don't have the 100% truth. But you can't say that no one out there does, because there is. It's GMS. Okay. So these people, but they, you get these other camps that they really become into a position of power. It's like they're trying to be Yahushua or something. They think that they're basically being worshipped. As a man. These people are worshiping these men. Just like. It's like everyone, the apostles say the doctrine according to, or the gospel according to Bishop Nate. And I kind of gave away who I was talking about, but, it's true, and that's, you can tell he thinks that he's something because he comes on a horse and how it is. And I'm not bashing on the guy, because I'm sure, if he just, it's just not in his lot. I'm not sure how it's going to go. The Most High could pull him out of that. It doesn't look it doesn't look certain. I think he's been paid out. He's took the bag. So he's compromised, but if he started teaching the truth, there would be no reason to have any sort of animosity towards him. And really, it's not towards him. It's really what he's doing. There's nothing, wrong necessarily with Bishop Nate. It's what he's doing. As a person, there's nothing, it's what he's doing, what he's teaching. All right, and that affects his character. So now you could be like, oh yeah, it is him, but it's really what he's done that's made him who he is. All right, and who you are is what you're going to do. And so you can see it by these guys, Deacon Sakari. All right, these people, they really think they're something, man. You should take an example from the apostles of Great Millstone. They don't act proud or nothing, okay? And they're excellent teachers, have extreme amounts of knowledge that's been gifted to them and blessed to them by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And they don't try to, lord themselves, over people like you do. All right, now they are in a position where they say, they will rebuke you if you say something off, and they will say, hey, that's wrong. What the hell are you talking about? In all these years I've been in this ministry, I've never heard one person say it. Now you're saying that. You're bugged out, and then people get offended. Oh, they're being mean again. Because you can't just say whatever you want when you're around GMS. Those other camps will let you say whatever you want. It ain't like that in GMS. All right. Then I'm glad that I when I woke up, it was GMS and I didn't go over to IUIC or something. Because that would have been. Whew, who knows? But that wasn't the plan that the Most High had in me. Call all Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for that. So, Galatians 6:3, once again, for if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. You're not deceiving anybody else. You're deceiving yourself. You think that, and it's the same with these liars, And why are they lying? They're lying to, make them seem like they're really something, like they're really somebody. And why do they do those things? Well, they're lying to get themselves into, to look better. And you're not tricking anybody but yourself. You're not tricking anybody but yourself. You can look at him and be like, this guy's a fucking liar. And he's like, I wonder if these guys really believe me. Nobody believes you. Nobody believes you have a fucking Lamborghini. You've been saying it for months now, and no one's seen it. Well, it's in the shop, man. Well, why is it always in the shop? You don't have it ever? And these people, that's one of the most common things people lie about. Oh, their cars. Or, hell, I'm an uncle. All right, on my mom's side, so no blood relation at all. Man, he's owned every car in the world, supposedly, and he doesn't say that, oh, I've owned every car in the world. I own this, I had this at one point in time. No, you didn't. You've been poor your whole life. You've been poor your whole fucking life. These cars could have helped you out, man. Maybe you should have sold one. Well, yeah, it would. Sure, bud. As they say over, what is that, that's not Boston, I can't remember what it was. Sure, bud, whatever you say, But, he's been in several bands, several bands, he's been in famous music band. Oh, but he was with them before they got famous, and he's uncredited. Sure, whatever you say, pal. Why is he doing that? Using my uncle as an example. Why is he doing that? Okay, because he has self-esteem issues, and he's trying to make himself seem better so people like him. And if the guy, he's not an unlikable guy, he just has an alcohol problem is the thing, but he's not unlikable other than that. It's the alcohol makes him act like an idiot sometimes, So, and that's what a lot of people when they come to alcohol, but then they get low self-esteem, think they gotta lie, make themselves, appear better. No, it's not that. People just don't like it because you're a drunkard, and when you get drunk, you steal for more beer, So that's just how it is. Everybody's got one in the family, right? So, that's an example, man. I grew up, even when I was a kid, man, I knew this guy was lying. He got me a couple times. My dad had to step to say, hey, don't believe that shit, But even after that, I was like, oh, this guy's lying, And he had no reason to lie. No, there's no reason to ever lie. There's no reason. And again, Galatians 6:3, and that's part of the pride and the lying and building this image. Galatians 6:3, for if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. You're not deceiving anybody. Nobody really thinks, you're the best person in the world. You're deceiving yourself. You're letting your pride get to you. Nobody really thinks you're that great. Okay, you've let your pride get, oh, I'm really great. These people must think I'm really good. I must be like a leader to them. No. You're deceiving yourself, man. That's all you're doing. Okay, and bear with me while I grab a drink, and we're gonna get Romans 12:3. Continuing on with the same matter, all right? Romans 12:3 says, "For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as Yahweh hath dealt to every man the measure of faith." And this goes for us in the truth. There's no reason for us to be proud because we have knowledge or anything like that. I mean, if you see that happen, you got to correct that, because the demons will try to get on you. Look, you know that demons will try to do anything, man. Demons will try to get you to think one way, say some way. It'll have you, put thoughts in your head about people, about the Most High, about the truth that you're in, about yourself. That's how demons play. All right, but you can't give in to them and start, here the demon comes up and whisper in your ear, you know a lot more information than everybody else. And you're all of a sudden, you're like, oh yeah, I'm great. I'm great. I know a lot of information. I can teach way better than all these other teachers. No, you see, that's, you're letting those demons win, man. You're letting those demons win. And you can't do that, because they're gonna try. They are gonna tempt. That's their whole purpose. They're gonna see what they can get you to do. They're gonna see, hey, look, Lord, I'm gonna see if I can get this guy to be real prideful. And the Lord's gonna say, all right, go ahead and try it. Do it. And then, hey, however the outcome was already known. All right, and there you go. You either fail or you pass. And so you got to make sure you're passing consistently and not failing. You don't let those demons get you all puffed up and prideful over some stuff that you have no control over, right? Because you have the truth. Okay, the truth. It's not by any of your own doing that you have the truth. All right, it's through Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that poured His Spirit out on you. So there's no reason to be proud about it. All right, and I made a lesson about this very same thing a while back called it's one of the main right here. It's right on the popular videos. The words we speak are the Lord's and not our own. So we can't be proud over the things we're reading in the Bible. It's not us. We didn't do this. This is the Lord's word. All right, and we're doing it because the Lord allowed us to. All right, we're on autopilot. We're on autopilot. I'm doing this I do enjoy doing it, but I also do it because it's my duty, and I can't even go on with my day if I don't do it, man. I can't even, it keeps on, like, you gotta do it. If I have to wake up crazy early when relatives visit every so often, very rarely, thankfully, I have to make sure I'm up extra early just to get my lessons done, because I won't be comfortable. I won't even be able to go throughout my day. I'll be constantly thinking every 5 minutes, why are you looking up? Nothing, man. I gotta make a lesson. What can I make a lesson on? Maybe I'll sneak off to the bathroom real quick, make a 10-minute lesson. They won't even know anything. It keeps on, it's like fire on you, man. Like it was talking about, what was it? It was like a fire. I'm forgetting where it was. That's it. Yep. Jeremiah 10:9. Then I said, I will not make mention of him, nor speak anymore in his name. Speaking of, he wasn't going to speak, this was, we can go up. Heard that Jeremiah prophesied, it's in Jeremiah, and heard that Jeremiah prophesied these things, and you can go back down. All right, so Jeremiah, it says, then I said, I will not make mention of him being Yahweh. It says, nor speak anymore in his name, but his word was in my heart as a burning fire shut up in my bones, and I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay. So didn't have a choice, and that's exactly how it is. But continuing on, Romans 12:3. So, you can't think of yourself higher even in this truth because you have the truth or something. No, it's the Most High has put that Spirit on you to teach if you're doing so. Romans 12:3 says, for I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as Yahweh hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. So you got to give credit where credit's due. It's not of your doing, okay? It's not how it goes. The Lord allowed you to be in whatever position you're in. If you're rich, the Lord allowed it. If you're poor, the Lord allowed it. If you're teaching, the Lord allowed it. If you hate the truth, the Lord had it go that way. All right, and he allowed it, and that's how your lot is. He knew you were going to be a scoffer and mocker of the truth because he had no dealings with you. All right, you're not one of his own. Okay, and if you're teaching, that's because he wanted you to teach. All right, Lord willing, because you're one of his own. All right, and you don't I say Lord willing because there's people that were once teachers and they went and fell out. So Lord willing, you're in it for the right reason and not for a bad reason. All right, Lord willing, I myself, all the brothers out there teaching. So, and we continue on in this truth, and we run this race and make it to the election. All right, Lord willing. So these people, man, these people, they're prideful. It's one of the most common sins seen today. You even see it in this truth, which is unfortunate because you shouldn't. It's awful, man. It's awful and it's sickening, and you don't want to be around it. No one wants to be around no proud ass person. I'm talking from experience. No one does. If you lined up a group of 20 people and said, "Do you like being around someone who's proud and boastful?" Every single one of them, maybe save one retard, would say, "Yeah, no, I don't like being around those people. Fuck, why would I ever want to be around them? They're annoying." And that's the thing. They're annoying. You gotta sit there and listen to this dude boast about himself. I'm so smart and I am so good. I used to be like that. That used to be a problem that I used to struggle with. Not to that extreme, but I mean it was bad. I mean, but it wasn't like some of these guys. It was like, oh, blah 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 blah. I used to be like, oh yeah, I can do this on the computer, haha. And like that humble bragging shit. No, and that's something you gotta get over, man. Something you gotta get over, and you can do it. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua, you can do it. All right. Like the scripture says, with men this is impossible, but with the Lord all things are possible. So that's just the way you got to do it. All right, nothing's impossible. When I was quitting nicotine, all right, and I say nicotine because I wasn't smoking, I was using pouches. I was, oh, it's impossible. Not with the Lord, it's not. I haven't used those in hell, I don't know, over a year and so now. Once I found out I wasn't supposed to be doing that because I thought it was fine because it wasn't smoking. But once I found out, no, stop doing it. I was like, man, this is gonna be so hard. And hey, through Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua, it wasn't hard at all. I just started chewing gum, and then not nicotine gum, just regular like extra gum, just chewing it like crazy, and then that was it. Praying, and then that was it. And then boom, bam, done. Don't do it anymore. Call all Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua for that. So you can get over that pride demon, all right, if you're struggling with that, all right. You got to do it through the Lord. You can't do it by yourself. So Proverbs 11:2 says, when pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom. So the people that are low are lowly, and lowly really goes back to that word humble. All right.
Lowly.
Low in status or importance, humble. That's where the wisdom is. Okay, the pride. There's no wisdom in pride, because if you had wisdom, you wouldn't be being prideful, because you'd understand that it's stupid. Okay, so again, Proverbs 11:2, when pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom. And what's gonna happen to all these proud people? We're coming to the close of the lesson here. All right, so we're coming to the close of the lesson, and this is what's gonna happen. All right, to all these proud people that think they're so great. It's Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. That's when those nukes are dropping. Okay? And the return of Yahweh Shai, all right, when he returns on those chariots. The return of Yahweh Shai, Armageddon, all right, Armageddon, as people say. All right, the second coming, all right, multiple names, all right. That what? It says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, first one's named, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Remember when you used to be out in the yard, all right, and your mom or your grandma or your dad or whoever say, go pick those weeds? Or they'd say, go pick those weeds, and what'd they say after it? Make sure to get them by the what? Make sure to get them by the root. Why? Because if you didn't get them by the root, what would happen? They'd grow back up again. All right, well, the Lord's going to make sure that he gets them by the root. All right, so it's bad. It's really bad destruction, and for being all the proud and all that do wickedly. and all that do wicked. That's a broad term. All, idolatry, adultery, all right, homosexuality, all right, eating pork. Eating pork, really? Oh, just eating pork? Yes, just eating pork. And it's not just eating pork. It's a sin. You're not supposed to be doing it. All right. So, and go ahead and keep that pork chop in your hand, all right, and gnawing on that pork chop, all right, and you're going to be uprooted, man, because the Lord's not going to let you just get off scot-free. All right, well, I've been doing it for 40 years. Pork chop ain't never hurt me yet. You're right, the pork chop won't hurt you, but Yahweh Shem Yahushai will, all right, because of that pork chop. So continue on doing what you're doing, all right? You're not going to change anyway. You're right, you've been doing it for 40 years. 40 years you've been eating pork. You can't change your mind now. You're just an old fucking bottle. So continue on eating your pork chop until your destruction, all right? This is Isaiah 2:10 through 17, and we're going to go ahead and close out. So this is going to show you that, there's not going to be no proud people when Yahushua comes back. And first, and like we got in Malachi 4:1, all those people are going to be burned up. And you're not going to be able to be proud when you see Yahushua and the chariots and nukes and all the terrible things going down. You're not going to be able to be proud. You're not. Isaiah 2:10 reads, "Enter into the rock and hide thee in the dust for fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty." The lofty looks. Well, let's stop 1 minute. Lofty. What does lofty? Loftiness mean? Lofty. Right there. Proud, aloof, self-important. All right. Disdainful, arrogant, proud. All right. The lofty looks, the proud looks, right? The lofty looks of man shall be humbled. You don't have a choice. You're going to be humbled. And the haughtiness of men, Salakia, shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. Let's get it again. Verse 11, the lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. Only the Lord, all right? Only the Lord is going to be exalted in that day. You're not going to be able, I'm so proud. How are you going to be proud when you're being fucking destroyed, man? You can't, no. The Lord's the only one that's going to be getting exalted in that day, right? Verse 12, for the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon every one that is proud and lofty, and upon every one that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low. Upon all the cedars of Lebanon that are high and lifted up, and upon all the oaks of Bashan, and upon all the high mountains, and upon all the hills that are lifted up, and upon every high tower, and upon every fenced wall, and upon all the ships of Tarshish, and upon all pleasant pictures, and the loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of men shall be made low, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. You're not going to be getting exalted, only the Lord. So pride, one of the most common sins seen today. I want to touch on that. Like I said, I was watching that video by Elder Apostle Bar. He was talking about, the pride of the black woman. I just started thinking about pride, and how often I see it and how common it is to see, just all the time. Just everywhere with the so-called black woman, the so-called white woman, the so-called white man, the so-called black man. All right, the Edomite man, above all, is the proudest of proud. All right, they're so proud that they think they're gonna fight the Lord and win. That's how deep their pride runs. Salakia. Their pride ain't gonna win at all. That's how deep it runs. All right, and hey, they really think they're gonna be able to be like the Most High and take over. That's how prideful they are. It's one of the most common sins today, and they push it. They push it in media. The movies, the TVs, the music, man, the music, especially the music that they push to these women. All right, it's the music that they push, especially the so-called black woman. All right, these Megan Thee Stallions and all the all them. The men. All right, they push the same thing with them, especially the black man. All right, saying be dressed like this and be prideful and self-made and all this. Because, the black woman wants to be like the white woman, and the black man wants to be like the white man. So it's really a mixed up, what do you want? Clusterfuck. That's the word I'm looking for. It's a mixed up clusterfuck of, shit that's going down that shouldn't be going down. Okay, and it's just confusion. Everyone's prideful. The young and the old. You see it, man. Just go out and shop at Target or Walmart or Kroger or Smith's or Fry, wherever you're going at. Go out, and just shop for about, what next time you go shopping, here's something you can do. Next time you go shopping, just look at the people. That's one of the things I do when I'm out shopping. Just look at the people, examine them. Watch them from afar as you're shopping, going from grocery to grocery. Just examine to see how the people act, how they walk, how they talk, how they move, all right? And you'll see that they're very prideful. They have no idea what the fuck's going on in the world. And, they're completely lost and through and evil, man. They're evil, okay? You see the way that they look, all right? And especially if you look at these women, not just the black one, but all of them, they all look the same, like they came out of a stamp press. The long eyelashes, the bright colors. And most of them are all ran through. All right, and the men all look the same. All right, all white men look like all white men. All black men look like all black men. All Iscrite men, all so-called Mexican men look like so-called Mexican men. They, and all the women, they tend to look, all Beckys are Beckys. All LaQuishas are LaQuishas. All right, and all Marias are Marias. That's just how it goes. So, and they just, so you see them, how they act, they walk, they talk. It's a hive mind. Okay, and one of those things that's in that hive mind is pride, and it runs deep with all these people. It's one of the most common sins seen today. So with that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. I want to say shalom to you brothers and sisters out there, Yakim Nakwath. Keep enduring, keep the truth. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.